Friday Jazz Bombs. Today is a very important day. We're going to be going over the biggest release, right? But first, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Today is a very special day, September 16th, 2022. Today marks the 65th anniversary of the recording of Blue Train, which happened on September 15, 1957 at Van Gelder Studios. On this day, John Coltrane, Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller, Kenny Drew, Paul Chambers and Philly Joe got together and recorded this masterpiece, this great record. That's a landmark in jazz, a big, important, belongs in any collection, as we always talk. So today was interesting. I got my both versions of Blue Train, the stereo, the mono, re-edited as Tone Poets. Kind of going off the track a little bit in Tone Poets because they're supposed to be more out of the ordinary, more deep releases, digging deep into the Blue Note catalog in a very luxury package, as we all know. A very super clean vinyl cut at RTI, mastered by Kevin Gray, Joe Harley curating, kind of guiding us to this wonderful world of Blue Note. So we only have to gain with those. So today I got my two Tone Poets here. That's the mono pressing and that's the stereo pressing. They bear some differences, and I thought it would be interesting to make one more comparison video. Comparison quote. We're going to be checking against the original pressing of Blue Train and the SRX by Music Matters, which is likely considered by many the ultimate, definitive version of Blue Train. That's the original cover. It's a little more bluish than all others. He has, of course, this beautiful deep groove, the earmark, Plastilite, everything you can possibly imagine. Van Gelder. It sounds like a dream. I mean, it's a mono version. I'm going to be comparing the mono versions and then talking about the stereo at the end. This is how the original back cover looks like. So my copy is really clean, it plays really nice with some pops here and there, but other than that, and I mean, I think mainly it justifies its name. So it's a train, it's a powerhouse, it hits you from everywhere, and despite everything, the time pass, it still plays amazing. It's a very powerful record. It has this rawness, its force, but still it's very detailed. You can hear everything very well. All the instruments, the room, you can definitely feel the room in this original pressing. It is beautiful. There's even the side moments that the music echoes through the room very well when you hear, especially Kenny Drew soloing, the drum sound echoing, extension. I think it's just beautiful, and the way that the horns, they alternate, they go among themselves. It's very good. It's really a cop worth having. However, it's hard to get one. I get it. So that's what the original brings to us. This greatness, this beauty, power, house from the original. So Music Matters compared to original. First, we can see the shade, the toning of the cover is very different. The Music Matters is more nuanced towards more, a little more greenish than bluish. It has a lot more detail. Although this is not a bad cover whatsoever. It's very thick, and that old school cardboard is very nice. SRX again. Look at the session photos. This is going to be interesting to look afterwards. What do we get with the Music Matters? First, the silence. You think your amp is dead, is off when you drop the needle because you don't hear anything, you don't actually feel anything. And it's just the music, it's just the signal. There's nothing else there. It's perfection. The way it is mastered, everything gets so clear, it's so in your face. The drums, the drum kit actually feels like it's there. The piano comes across a lot cleaner, less like murky in a sense. Bass is tight, but it's full, and you can feel that beauty of the horns going, alternating. You know, Coltrane plays, and then comes Lee Morgan, then comes Fuller, Coltrane. You can kind of feel them coming in and out in a very nice interchange, in a very nice interplay. It's really good. This pressing is outstanding. So you're gonna experience the record as if you were there. Definitely better than the original. Definitely better. Now comes the Tone Poet. The Tone Poet Mono. I haven't slept yet. This is how it looks like. So you can see the session photos are not the same the Music Matters used. However, they use the same session photos on the stereo version. They're gonna look exactly the same, except for minor details. To start with, the picture of the Tone Poet is a lot more contrasty. It doesn't have so much nuance. It's not as well defined as the cover of the SRX. The SRX is a much better tonality, I think a lot more pleasing, less contrasty, and you can actually see the details much better. How does the Tone Poet perform compared to the SRX and to the original? Again, as the SRX, you expect to hear something a lot cleaner, something more separation, more detail, especially the piano. I think the piano in both, they come across way better than in the original, all across, not only in the loud moments for the piano. You can actually hear the piano during the whole time very well. The bass is tight, the bass is full, and the horns are just beautiful. You can hear that they're echoing very, very nice across the room. It's punchy, it's heavy, just like the original intended to be. So I think it was phenomenal, really, really, really good. Again, the section pictures are not the same. The jacket came impeccable, no seam splits, no cracks, no anything. The inside pictures are very, very good, as expected. Very thick cardboard. Here is how it looks like in the mono. Okay. About the stereo, I have a quick few words. I never had a stereo pressing before, so I'm not even comparing sound-wise with the mono. It's a different beast. You have the panning, you have the separation, you have the sticker here saying stereo, and of course it's a double LP with session photos being the same as they used in the mono. The cover has a slightly different tone, but very similar to the other Tone Poet. I think there's a little saturation, some colors are a little blown up. The booklet is just something else. It talks about the making, the nuances, the difference in every take, what they're talking about, what they're doing. Stereo-wise, it's just different. As I mentioned, there's the panning, instruments are more separated, so some things come across more clearly, like the drum sound. I think the drums, they sound a little more detailed, not by much, and to me, it's just, I'm still getting used to this instrument separation. However, it's outstanding. It does sound really good, and you know, it's a good copy. I had to have both. I collect the series. I love it. I needed to have it all, and the alternates, the takes, the extras are also a very interesting document of the development. You see how they pasted some takes in some other versions. You can see how they kind of develop, but the solos never changed so much. There's really good information here about how they worked on the solos, especially the horns. Some parts of the bass. It is quite interesting. It's a must-have. If you can afford both, get both. I think after you know, comparing, listening very critically in speakers, headphones, doing the whole thing, no EQ. I just wanted to see them raw. I still think, by very little margin, the ultimate, the one to have, if you can have, is an SRX, of course, the Music Matters. But clearly the winner here is the Stone Poet, because whatever version you get, stereo or mono, you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to love it. They did a fantastic job, not only press-wise, but packaging-wise, quality-wise, and most important, historically-wise. The book is great. I think it's a well worth deviation from the trend, the tone of the Tone Poets. They really hit like an 11 here in every single aspect. You won't be disappointed. So I think that's the Tone Poet is clearly a winner, because it's really hard to find an original. It's really hard to find an SRX. If you find, they're not going to be cheap, or original. There's always the condition issue. And let's do an update, a closing, bomb style. I had a battery issue. My battery died twice during the video. I had a problem with my charger. So just to wrap things up, SRX is the ultimate, the best, in my opinion. Tone Poet is the winner, also in my opinion, because it's the one that's available, that's one that sounds comparable, that's one that's impeccably done, and that's the one that's the last version of Blue Train everybody should buy and have. And if you can have both, as I said, have both, because you're gonna have a nice booklet, different versions, different ways of presentation to the music. Those are the ones to get. Tone Poet wise, if you can get an original, if you can get even like a Blue Label RVG, those are going to be great too. I think with the quality of the build, the project, everything put together, that's the one to go.